Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of... I've forgotten the bloody name of it. Welcome back to another episode of St. Pauli Rising. I almost said rebuilding St. Pauli there. We're not rebuilding, we're just building. Just building. Right, now, we're going to be doing our first LiveCom today, and I'm proper excited about it. And this is the first LiveCom you're actually ever going to see. I actually have recorded the Portsmouth LiveCom already, but you won't see that till later this site. Later this site? I'm not even using words properly. Anyway, thanks for watching all my videos. It's been fantastic that people seem to be enjoying them, and I really like that. And yeah, so I'm going to talk you through a little bit what's happened this month. I'll try to do it quickly, because the LiveCom does take a little while, especially if there's a decent amount of goals in the game. So I want to make sure that the video isn't ridiculously long, but at the same time I do want to make sure that we still go over the things that we normally do before we get into the LiveCom, which shouldn't be too difficult because it is St. Pauli and there's not a lot of games in each month. Right, so we started things off at home to VfL Bochum, and they're a sort of mid-table side, but they've got some decent attacking threats, and when we finally broke them down, we started off well, and when Görlitz put us in front, things were good. And then, thankfully, Vaskowski was able to make it 2-0 not long after that. And I was quite content to just sort of sit, frankly, in the second half. Unfortunately, Stanislav Sestak was able to get one back for Bochum, but we were able to wrap things up in the end with Marcus Thuram. We do love a good 3-1 at St. Pauli. It just seems to be a lovely scoreline that we've won by several times. And as you can see, despite not winning, scoring in this game, Soren Brandy was able to... I believe he got 2 assists in this game. He set up both these goals with great crosses. So even when he's not scoring, he's creating goals. He's a fantastic striker. Unfortunately, this month we've had yet more stupid problems with players demanding first-team football constantly. Even people that aren't, people that are rotation or backup or they all want first-team football, and they're getting shitty at me about it, basically. And that is something that does need to be tweaked in the full version, because I get them twice a week now, and it's a different player every time. And you can't promise them all first-team football. It's stupid. What's the point in that? So that does need to be tweaked. You'd get one every now and then before, and it has a massive effect if you piss them off as well. So that's something that does need to be looked at, I think. In our next game, though, we had a home game against Union Berlin, and this was a very strange game. You look at the stats and wonder how on earth we got away with a result like that. Well, the fact is, they put us in front pretty much within the first 2 minutes with an Egemann own goal, and very soon after that, a misplaced back pass fell straight into the path of Soren Brandy, who was able to make it 2-0. Then another misplaced back pass was pounced on by Brandy again, who made it 3-0. Then before half-time, Görlitz was able to make it 4-0, and the second half plan was just sort of chill. No, I made some substitutions. Marcel Halstenberg actually started this game after, once again, getting angry at me for not playing him, even though Bubala is a much better player than him. But I decided to give Halstenberg a go, and to be fair, he put in some great crosses in this game and was responsible for the own goal, as well as some of the other goals. Whether or not he actually got the assists or not, I don't know, but his crosses definitely led to those goals. Now, Nemec got one back for Union Berlin against the run of play a little bit, and then Budimir made it 5-1 to us, so things were good there. Then Buchmann, with a fantastic long-range effort, was able to make it 6-1. Unfortunately, Nemec was given time and space in the area again, which is annoying because he was a good player today. He was able to throw off our mark, and he's one of the ones I was looking at signing potentially, but we went for Brandy instead, and I'm still very, very glad I did, because he's been fantastic so far. Now, then we had a little run, 2 away games. Unfortunately, yeah, I have not a clue how this happened. We dominated this game, complete and utter domination. 19 shots, 9 on target, 8 clear-cut chances to 1. Or was it? No, I don't think they actually had any clear-cut chances. They took the lead just into the second half when Jelen's free kick was sort of deflected and off the crossbar. Then, thankfully, we were able to get straight back on level terms with Haruna Babangida levelling for us. But then, Zlatko Dedic... Well, what happened with his goal is basically he ended up getting put in down the channel, and then 3 of our defenders and our goalie all slid on the ball. All of them missed it at the exact same time, and he was just stood there and just put the ball into an empty net. It was ridiculous, and that's, again, shite. But one of those things that happens. And then Buchmann was able to level, thank God, in the 92nd minute, I think, to grab us at least a point here, because bear in mind, FSV have not won this season yet, I don't think. I think they may have won their first game and have not won since, but it's been a pretty piss-poor start from them. And we very nearly handed them their first win. That's how bad they've been. They also had a man sent off, but that was very late on, so it didn't have enough time to have much of an effect on the game. Then we went to Aalen, and it was pretty much just a lower version of the exact same thing. we were the better side. In this case, it was much more obvious. 8 shots, 1 on target, and they scored with it. Stefan Reisinger. Except what actually happened in that was that he had a shot, it bounced back off a defender's header. There was a cross came in. It was then cleared, hit him in the face, and then bounced underneath our goalkeeper. And we managed to get an equaliser again through Lennart Thye. But again, we should be winning these games. We're playing well enough to be scoring enough goals to win them. And we've picked up a few injuries as well. Gernter's out, Görlitz is out, Meyer is out. It's horrible. It's horrible. In fact, I'm going to just quickly take a look at our injury table so I can show you my point about the players that we've got out at the moment, because it is stupid. Look, I mean, Dusseldorf here have got 9 players out injured. It's not realistic, I don't think. I mean, we've not actually got that many out, but they are important ones. Dauber, Görlitz, Meyer. All relatively long injuries, because it was actually 4 to 5 weeks, but they've missed a couple of games already, so very annoying. Right, we're going to get into today's fixture, though. We're playing Paderborn in the German Cup, so perhaps it's not hugely important that we win this one, but considering we've already gone through the first round against Waldorf, but I would like to get it just for purposes of getting some wins under our belt and get some confidence. Plus, knocking out a higher division opponent is certainly nothing to be ashamed of. Now, they're playing a sort of 4-4-1-1 kind of system. I don't know what... See if we can find anything out about these guys, pace-wise. 12 pace, he's not hugely pacey. What about this lad? 17 pace, so we've got to watch out for the likes of Kuchanga. So I might just drop a little deeper for this one. In fact, we might even... No. We're going to start with... Let me just get rid of the injured players. Right, Budimir. Do I really want to start Budimir? Although Brandy's kind of... To be honest, I think I'd rather have Babangida play where Brandy is and play Brandy where Budimir is, because Budimir, again, was bugging me for game time. So I gave him a start and he blazed about 7 over the bar in... Oh, it was horrible. And we probably could... In fact, he started against Frankfurt because I figured it was an easier game for him to start in. He's probably half the reason why we didn't win that game. Brandy came on but could only really create goals in the end. And yeah, Babangida will play there instead. But I am going to just drop us a little deeper today because they do have that very, very fast striker. And I probably will go for using tighter marking. They are going to be a decent team today. And we need to make sure that we take our chances. That's basically what we're going to do. If we get into the lead and it's a reasonable amount of time played, I may revert to our defensive tactic, but we'll just have to see how things go. So that is the team that we're going to be lining up with today, and we will get into the match. I don't really see the point in skipping any of this stuff because we don't really need to, thankfully. So we will just carry on going. We've got... Yeah, we don't need to go further than that. There's nothing really that important there. So yeah, there's definitely some room. Like, we might... Ratzkowski could find some room today, potentially, in this area here. And if he can link up well with Brandy, there might be a chance for getting a little nicked ball through. Maybe playing... exploiting the flank. If it doesn't... I might try going down the middle if that doesn't work. Just maybe go and try to get some sneaky balls through there, but we'll just have to see how things go. Right, let's just do my usual thing. I always go for passionate because I like to think that if I was a manager, I'd be a passionate bastard. So that is why I always go for passionate. And plus, these ones always seem to create green. I very rarely ever get reds from those. So yeah, let's get going. See how we can do today. Now, I'd happily accept a defeat here, but I wouldn't want to get battered because, after all, they are only just in the division above us. And by what I mean by that is they were promoted last year, but they're also horrific. They are bottom of the division. They've got 5 points from their first 9 games. Ratzkowski picks up the ball in a good position here. Can he flick the ball through like I was talking about to Soren Brandy? Brandy! It's 1-0 to St. Pauli. And that is exactly what I was talking about before the game. I think we can get at them through the centre here. That might be something I have to have a look at in a minute. Because what happened was Raskowski's got that space in between their back four and their midfield. And when he gets in here, he can just thread little balls through for the likes of Soren Brandon. The keeper, I think, got a touch on this, but it wasn't enough, and it is 1-0 to St. Pauli. That's good, right? I'm just wondering, right, so, yeah, we will do that. I do listen to them, but only when it's about things like that. I don't make tactical changes based on that, just little bits of, like, opposition instructions often. I'm tempted. Turn that off. Let's try and exploit the middle. Still look for the overlap. I'm just going to see what we can do if we can exploit the middle. I know we've not got a lot of middle players, but I still think that maybe there's something to be had from this game if we can exploit that middle area. We're dropping deeper, but I think if we can catch them, because obviously we do play quite an attacking system. If we can get through that middle, they seem to have quite a soft centre, a bit like a cream egg. And if we can get into that space again and get Raczkowski on the ball and just get him playing on the shoulder, maybe slip a couple of balls through. If this doesn't work, I'll go back to our wide play, because it does seem that our tactic is very much set up to play down the wings, and maybe perhaps playing through the middle isn't such a great idea. Maybe we can still get an advantage by playing down there, but perhaps it's not an ideal thing to go, oh, here we go, Babangida going into the box here. Can he? Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Oh, he's turned back on himself for some reason. He's dropped it in for Brandy. That probably was offside. Yep. I don't know what Babangida was doing there. He looked like he was through, and then he just stopped. Whether he trod on the ball, it sounds like something he'd do. But we are winning, and that's the key here. Kringer's taken a knock. Can he recover? Nerig is looking a bit knackered already, and he's been booked again. He's got to be... He needs to sort out his discipline. So, yeah, well... wait, no. We're getting some... Paderborn look alright. Like, they're definitely a decent team, but I think we can probably count ourselves lucky to be in front, but it was a good goal, and I'm just wondering if maybe in this second half we should switch, but I don't want to switch immediately. Like, I know it's good, but I don't want to invite too much pressure on us. That's the problem. And our defensive tactic, I know what it switches. Actually, does our defensive tactic put us on counter? I can't remember if I set it up to go counter-attack. Because if not, I could maybe switch to the defensive tactic and... Right, it is set up to counter. So that might actually be alright. Babangida's not particularly a good right midfielder, though. That's the slight problem. And we don't really have anyone on the bench that can drop in there. Let me just see if there's anyone else on the team that can play that right midfield role. Nerig can play it quite well. But do we have another right back? No, we don't. Kringer is okay, but I don't have my backup. Oh, yes, I do. Well, okay, let's try this out. I'm going to bring on Alushi for Babangida here, but I'm going to put Kringer out on the right here. He's competent. He's a defensive-minded player, which is not a bad idea, really, because, after all, we are going to be playing some defensive-style football. And that is the... Let's just make sure the instructions are still sort of good. Right, we're going to drop deeper. We were already doing that. Let's just use a bit of tighter marking. Let's go back to exploiting the flanks, though. Leave it on that, and maybe shoot on sight, because any chances we get with this system, it's best to just take them. So we'll see if we can work things a little bit better in the second half with this new system. Dropping a little bit deeper, but we are away from home, so we do need to be careful. Bubala may need to come off soon, so I may look at replacing him around about the hour mark with a second substitution of the game, and I'll save my last one for sort of the last 10 minutes. So Bubala is left back. Do we have any left backs? I think we do. Oh, Halstenberg. Beautiful. Right. Perfect time to bring him in, actually, because he can put in some crazy good balls. As for my final substitution, which I'll make later on, I don't know, actually. It'll either be Nertha or probably Budimir, but I'm not particularly confident. Maybe just throw Budimir on there just to be a nuisance, basically. I can't see what else he'd really be able to achieve at the moment. He's not really stepped up for us yet this season, but with 25 minutes to go, we're still winning, and things look pretty decent for us at the moment. We've not had any massive highlights here to look like we're under a lot of pressure. 50-50 on possession. And right, they've made a change. It is a tactical change. I don't really know what... Nerig's looking absolutely exhausted. He is, but we don't have anyone that's right-sided. We don't really have a much backup end, and that's one area I'm going to have to look at. 69 minutes. Do I dare make the third substitution now? No, I probably shouldn't. Just in case, because especially with the amount of injuries you get on this particular version of the game, I might wait till like 80 minutes to make the substitution. Uh-oh. Right. Rupp picks it up for Paderborn. Into here, it's Duksh, which is a fantastic name. Oh, we've won it. No, we haven't. Koch. Oh, come on. And Koch is able to... Suleiman Koch is able to equalise for Paderborn. 1-1 here. And, well, they are a better side, but... I don't know. Let's have a look at this goal, see what happened. Duksh is able to just drop it off here to... right, let's see. Koch. And... Oh. Well, that's... Nice effort there, goalie. Just have a little flap at it. You know. No one's expecting you to save it or anything. Pretty poor piece of goalkeeping, actually, and I've seen a lot of that already on this version of the game, but I'm not entirely sure if we should be pushing for this or just try to see what we can get from it now, because if we go to try and push forward, then... Did they say that Brandy had taken a knock? Yeah. Alright, screw it. Ante, you're up. You're going to try and be my hero today. If you can be the hero, then that'd be fantastic. But I don't see it happening somehow. Do they have a replay in Germany, or do they do extra time? Because I may have just made a glaring error. But I think counter might be the best approach for us in extra time anyway. Although I might try going down the middle again, since that's where we got the joy in the first half. And that is that. End of 90 minutes. Right, we do have extra time. Okay. Go with that for now, but I'm going to make some tactical changes, because we didn't look particularly strong in that second half, and we were maybe a little bit lucky to get away with that. So we are going to go down the middle again. We're not going to play wider. I don't want to drop too... Actually, we can probably afford to drop deep because we're playing counter-attack. We're not going to run at defence. We're just going to try and... yeah, we're going to clear ball to the flanks. Oh, no, we don't want to do that, do we? What we're talking about. Be more disciplined. Retain possession. Blah, 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 blah. I would use tighter marking, but I just worry if we... We don't want to play out defence. Whipped crosses. Budimir is more of a headed kind of player, so maybe if we can float some crosses in, he might have a better chance of getting on the end of them. That's all I can really do as far as that goes. We're just going to have to see what happens in extra time. There's not really a lot more I can do tactically. I'll tell you what I can do. We can look at team talks. I completely forgot about this. Right, what should we do? Show some passion. Come on, guys. Fight for the badge. Fight for the St. Pauli badge. They've definitely been better. We've only had 2 shots on target in the entire game, so they do deserve to win this, really. But the fact is, if we can snatch it from them, then that will just go to show that we can actually do some decent stuff with some tactics. And again, that midfield area, but they've got no support. Like, Dutch is a bit on his own there. And how did he manage to hang on to that? Oh, we've won it. Here we go. Bookman, now break. Somebody break. Bookman, please find a pass. Ratzkowski is... so this is where I wish I still had Brandy on the pitch, because he would be making those runs. What are you doing? Okay, this is I think the point where we probably lose this, because Budimir is not offering much going forward. Oh, that's a good ball for Dutch, but Nerig, oh, he somehow, don't you dare concede a goal. Thank you. Nerig, well done for staying on your feet, son, because can't afford to lose this for a penalty. And get to half-time and extra time, but we are looking a little bit like this is probably it for us here. Right, so we got another half. Do we try to take this to penalties? That's the question. I think it's probably our best bet. If we go for it now and lose it, I'd hate it. But on penalties, it's not really a lottery, because obviously there is skill involved, but there's still maybe a better chance for us if we can just get this game to penalties. Maybe have a hope in hell of getting through here, because we do have a great goalkeeper in Schauner, and I have full faith in him. So if we can just survive this last 6.5 minutes of extra time, this is going to be a pretty damn long episode thanks to the extra time, so I apologise for that. And if you're still with me, then leave me a comment so that I know you're still with me. That'd be quite cool. I think that's about it, really. We are going to penalties. Let's auto pick, because I actually generally don't know. Oh, hang on, no, we can do it on here, what we're talking about. Right, so Narig, yeah. Bookman up. Thigh isn't on the pitch. Oh, that's good. Alushi is on the pitch, though. Budimir is on the pitch as well, and Kringer is on the pitch. Hopefully, actually, would that just... Ah, excellent. Okay, good. That just sorts it by that anyway, so that's cool. That should be fine. Here we go. Start penalty shootout. I don't really know how... Right, Nerig's first up for St. Pauli. What will he do? Nerig scores 1-0 to St. Pauli on the penalty shootout. That's brilliant. It's all up to Schauner, basically, as to whether we can actually get away with this. It would be a bit of a mugging, to be honest, because Paderborn have actually been quite good in that second period, but it's what happens on the pitch. Please, why do you need to show the walking up bit? Can't we just skip to the bit where he actually takes the shot? God damn it. Right, Ziegler against Schauner. Go on, Philip. Go on, Philip. Oh, it's scored. I don't think Schauner even moved. I'm just going to take myself away from the mouse for a bit, and we're just going to have to watch this as things go. Christ, this game was... I was a little bit worried when I decided to make this the LiveCom, just since it happened to be at the end of the month, but it's actually been an alright match. We've had some chances. Not a lot of them, I'll admit, but this is ridiculous now. I can't really cut it up either, so we're just going to have to go with it, unfortunately, guys. Bookman steps up, and it's... Oh, thank God. It looks like it's not going to go in, but Christopher Bookman makes it 2-1 to St. Pauli in the shootout. Now, if only they could just hurry themselves up a little bit. Do we really need to see him walking all the way from the bloody central thing? So, you know, guys, just talk amongst yourselves while Kachunga figures this out. He's got 17 pace. You think he could run faster than that? I know you're knackered, mate, but Jesus. Some of us have got things to do today. Like, make this damn video. I've got to render this. This could get ridiculous. I don't know how long this has been so far. Right, Kachunga steps up. It's 2-2. Paderborn are level on the penalty shootout. I really hope this doesn't go past the 5 penalty takers, because we would be in some big trouble there. Right, Ante Budimir, can he finally step up and do something decent for St. Pauli? He's scored a couple of goals this year, but he's really not shown for me why he thinks he should be in the first team, basically. So yeah, guys, if you've been enjoying this... Actually, I'll talk about that in a sec while Budimir is about to take his penalty. Hopefully. Right, Budimir stepping up for St. Pauli. Can he be a hero tonight? Yes, he can. It's 3-2 to St. Pauli. We're back in front. Right, yeah, no, so if you've been enjoying this series and the other series, then, leave a like on the video or subscribe. It means the world. And leave some, let me know what you think. What do you think of Football Manager 2015? Because I like it a lot. There's just a few little things that they do need to sort out. Be great if we could skip things in penalty shootouts. That'd be awesome. But there are other things, of course, that are worrying. Like the amount of high-scoring games has been toned down a little bit, but it's still not brilliant. Rupp now stepping up for Paderborn to make it 3-3, and he succeeds. And it would appear that goalkeepers on this are useless at saving penalties. I've seen 1 penalty missed in the entirety of me playing this game so far, and I don't know how many hours that is, and I certainly don't know how many penalties that is, but it's probably at least 20 penalties I've seen for and against me so far. So to have only 1 of them missed, and I'm pretty sure that was because it hit the post. That was Craig Westcar in a game for Pompey in my other series. Right, Ennis Alushi, he's not really played much for us, and he's playing at defensive midfield today. See if he can step up and be a hero. He can! 4-3 to St. Pauli. Right, this could be interesting now, because if Paderborn miss this, we need to score, and we are through if we can do that. And it's Duck, who has an absurd amount of consonants in one line together. That U is all that separates him from just being percussion noises. So let's see whether he can turn that into some kind of goal-scoring threat. He obviously set up Paderborn's goal, so he's got a bit about him. Right, Dutch to step up here. I don't know how he pronounces his name. Can he do it? He can. It's 4-4 on penalties. This had better not just be one of these things where on the beta version nobody can miss penalties and shootouts, because then this video could get seriously long. I'm tempted to cut it here and go to the end of the match, but I'm not so sure if that's the right thing to do. It's just going to be me talking for quite a long time unless we miss this. Here's Tribal stepping up for St. Pauli to score, hopefully, what will be our last penalty if Schauner can step up and be a hero for us. Tribal, he's taken quite an angled run up. Tribal, with the penalties missed, he's hit the post. Oh. That muffled sound was me holding my head in my hands. And up comes the most... Well, it sounds more German than Dutch than German, but Stoppelkamp is stepping up. Stoppelkamp is stepping up for Paderborn, and I think that's probably going to be it for us. This is about to be good night, Irene. Good night, Pauli. I almost hope it is, just so we don't have to go to another round of penalties, to be honest, guys, but we'll have to wait and see. Stoppelkamp, and he scores the penalty. Paderborn are through 5-4 on penalties. Tribal, unfortunately, was the culprit there, hitting the post, it looked like, with his penalty. We played well, I thought, considering the sort of tactic we were trying to play, so fair play on that one. I'm going to leave match now, and that is going to be it. I would do an attribute update in this episode, but I feel it's probably gone on a bit too long, so you will see the attribute update in tomorrow's episode, which will obviously be shorter because there won't be a LiveCom in it. So, if you guys have enjoyed this, please feel free to leave a like, and if you've enjoyed it even more than that, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode, which hopefully won't be quite as long. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.